The word for you today. It is Friday. We are going to be in the book of Genesis, chapter 2. This is God's kind of commandment to people who are married. Verse 24 says very simply, "For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh." Now, what does it mean when it says leave? I mean, most young couples move out of their parents' home when they get married. They go and build a new place with each other. But it's not just a physical act of leaving. It's not just a separation. See, this word in Hebrew, it's leaving, but it also has this idea of separation. Like a child who goes from nursing and is then separated from the mother, growing up, going to something new. It doesn't imply that, that these people need to abandon their parents, forsake them completely, or even that they don't need to honor them and care for them anymore. Of course not. The Bible clearly says that they're supposed to honor and respect their parents. That doesn't stop when you get married. And it also says that you're supposed to care for them in their old age. That's even in the New Testament, in Mark chapter 7. But the idea of leaving the father and mother is this idea of cutting the emotional ties of loyalty. And not that you're not loyal to them, but it is that now that I am with my wife, now that I am with my spouse, the utmost loyalty that I have goes to her. Saying we are now separated from this family unit and are now our own family unit. And that's something that I see a lot of couples struggling with. Because you love your parents. You have depended on them for so long. And a lot of new couples, when they get together, I say this as somebody who's still a relatively new couple, been together for 4 years, married for 4 years. It's hard to focus and hold on to one another because you're so used to calling mom, calling dad, calling family in order to get their love, their support when things get difficult. But this idea, you're supposed to leave and then be united, saying all of my strength, my loyalty, when it comes to my relationships, the person that I go to every time when things are difficult, when times are hard, when I run into problems, when I need somebody to talk to, the person that I go to is my spouse. This idea of leaving the father and mother and being united, it's like adhering, like glue, like being welded together, holding fast, being joined together. Becoming one flesh, it's like you're no longer two. You are one flesh that shouldn't and can't be separated. Any relationship with former friends, former family, those relationships should never be more intimate, more important than the husband and the wife. Practically, if we're looking at this, like applying it just in a very practical way, your spouse is the physical, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, financial, and social, confidant. It's the person that you go to. You don't keep secrets from each other. You pour out all the nitty-gritty details, all the marital problems, all that's going on. You go to them. You nurture this lifelong companionship, this lifelong commitment, this lifelong covenant with your spouse without letting any other relationship get in the way. It's not a bad thing to have those relationships, a family, of friends. It's not a bad thing for them to be close, but it becomes a problem when they are closer than you are with your wife. It takes time. It takes time to build that, but all the effort, all the loyalty needs to go into building it. This is God's design for marriage. The man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh. And whether you are in the relationship or you are outside of it, whether you're the father-in-law, the mother-in-law, the mother, the father, recognize, whether inside of it or outside of it, that the most important person in this person's life, in your life, needs to be the spouse. Trying to break into that, or even having jealousy that you act upon, it can damage that unbreakable relationship that God put in place. For a Christian marriage to thrive, both partners must be willing to guard their relationship. Guard it with all that they have against any other priority, any other relationship. Just hold to the union before God. I believe that is what this scripture is saying. Scriptures like this are interesting because they have practical applications in very specific circumstances. This is just for marriage. Some people aren't called to marriage. Some people are called to be single and to serve the Lord with all that they are and all that they have. Praise be to God for those people. Some people are called to be married. And if they are called to be married, the scripture is for them. Take it seriously because it is God's command for them. Have a great day.